Hello everybody, my name is Brianna Belo and I'm a meteorologist here with the National Weather Service office in Grand Junction, Colorado, and this is your April 2026 monthly weather summary. So moving right into it for our story of the month, we have our snowpack conditions update. So I know in the March monthly weather summary, we talked about how bad of a snow year we've had so far, and I figured as a story of the month for April, it might be nice to kind of give you guys a little bit of an update, especially since the month of April didn't have anything especially stand out as something worthy of being the story of the month, so I figured this was as good as anything. So we have, there's no way around it. The snowpack in the West is still in pretty bad shape. The month of April did give us enough of a boost that, at least in Utah and Colorado, the snow hasn't completely melted out, and we actually have seen, as we've moved through the month, a few extra little boosts to what minor amounts of snowpack we have left. Much cooler temperatures during the month of April significantly slowed the melting of the snowpack, and additionally a more active weather pattern helped to actually boost the snowpack at times, or at least to make up for what snow was lost during the warmer periods during the month of April. And as a result, both Utah and Colorado statewide SWE values have crawled back onto the graph, but just barely. So you can kind of see what I'm talking about here, where at least we're within the minimum line now as far as the statewide Colorado SWE, and the Utah graph looks very similar. So obviously not where we want to be, but I mean, we could have completely melted out if we had continued on the way that we were headed in March. So we'll take that as a win. Moving into more of our data-driven stuff, we have our highest high temperatures for the month, which our highest high was 83, which occurred in Canyonlands on the 21st, and our lowest highest high was 71 in Aspen on the 21st. And you can see that we had two particularly hot periods during the month, which was around the 9th and around the 21st, with Grand Junction tying during both heat spells with 81 as our highest high here at the airport. Moving into minimum temperatures, our lowest minimum temperature was Meeker, 9 degrees at Meeker on the 3rd, and our warmest lowest temperature was 27 in Grand Junction on the 18th. And again, you can see there were two particularly cold periods in the month of April, that being around the 3rd and again around the 18th. So we really did see April kind of do this throughout the month, where one week would be really warm, the next week would be much cooler. Which, I mean, that's not atypical for a spring season. At least it's not 90 degrees in March. Precipitation, we actually didn't do as bad as we could have. About half of our sites saw above normal precipitation, where about half saw below. The big winner was Craig with 2.46 inches of precipitation by the end of the month of April, which was almost 0.8 of an inch above normal. And at the bottom we have Montrose, who saw a little over half an inch, which was about 1/4 of an inch below normal. And we love to see Vernal not at the bottom, and we love to see Vernal not having a trace. We seem to be on a little bit of a roll this year as far as Vernal is concerned, so that's great. Moving into our drought update, the month of April did help somewhat. We have maintained this area of D1 moderate drought in Montrose and San Juan counties, which is bueno, but we have continued to see this area of D4 exceptional drought kind of stick around along our northern Central Divide Mountains and into northwest northwest Colorado and northeast Utah. So we'll just have to see how things go. If we get drier, we'll see some of this worsening drought. If we manage to see some more precipitation, we might see some improvements. It's up to chance at this point. As far as the drought tendency is concerned, from the Climate Prediction Center, they're expecting our drought to persist. It's not going to change, at least as far as it's not going to go away. We may see some internal changes between categories, but as far as Climate Prediction Center is concerned, we are going to continue to see at least moderate D1 drought or worse. As far as our snowpack update is concerned, it's not great. Southeastern Utah Basin is completely melted out. The Duchesne Basin actually holding on to 34% of normal, not bad. Northeastern Uintas is at 15% of normal, which is not great. Moving into Western Colorado, our southern basins are in that 10 to 15% range, which That kind of tracks considering we did have more of a La Nina year this year, so the southern basins were going to do most likely worse than our northern basins, with our northern basins at 20 to 30% of normal. But I mean, all of this is 30% or less of where we should be in April, which should be our peak of the year, so not ideal. Looking at the May climate outlook from the May temperature and precipitation outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. There we go. Temperatures, they're expecting us to see above normal temperatures. This is kind of a 40 to 50% tendency towards above normal temperatures. So the signal isn't strong, but it's definitely there. And as far as precipitation is concerned for the month of May, they are looking, giving us equal chances of seeing either above or below normal precipitation. So status quo, I guess. We might do good with precipitation, we might not, but we're going to be above normal. And that's it for the month of April. I hope you enjoyed. You can go check out other videos, other monthly summaries. There are written summaries that are linked in the description. And we will also be having seasonal summaries as well, as we are getting very close to the end of meteorological spring. I hope you enjoyed, and have a good day, everybody.